So I am often asked, what is the right consistency for silkscreen stencils? And I thought I would share a little trick that I have. So I know it's the right consistency when I can make leaves that are flowy, that will sort of like stay, but they are not super hard. And so what I do is once I'm happy, and you'll see that there's some definition to them, but they're not super thick, right? And so what I do is I will, and you'll see that I was playing with it a little bit. So what I do is I start by applying some icing. And again, remember, you're aiming for that sort of like, for that leafy looking thing. I use a scraper. You'll see again that I was using it, but I use a scraper and I use the two ends. So I use one end to spread it and then the other end to clean it. So all I do is I create a layer, right? You see that there's a layer. And then with the other side, I scrape so that I take icing off. And you'll see that my stencil is pretty clean, right? And then I just remove. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the longer you wait, right, the longer that you wait to scrape, your icing will start drying. And so if that happens, then you'll need to rinse it. You can usually get a lot of cookies with the same stencil without having to wash. If you basically do it somewhat fast. And again, same icing, I haven't applied anymore. I'm just scraping some of the icing off. So I go ahead and pull, and you still can go on and on and on and continue making them. Now again, the trick is here is you're going to make your icing so that it stays, right? That you have that little definition in your leaves, but if you basically touch it, it will smooth down or go down, right? It's definitely not flood. It's definitely not super thick like what you use normally for PYOs. It's more of, you know, that toothpaste type of consistency that people talk about. Now, what will end up happening is if your icing dries, you'll probably see it right here. See, because I'm talking and I'm waiting, you know, my icing is starting to dry. And so if that happens, then the icing will still go through, but you may get areas or patches where you don't have it. And so the solution to that is you go just wash it or rinse it. Always use lukewarm, more on the colder side water, and then pat it dry with a paper towel, or you could even use you know, a dish rag that you have. I often reserve specific ones for my cookie things. And so just wash it, dry it, make sure that there's no water or moisture in it, because if your icing was perfect, but your silkscreen was still wet, then that water will transfer over. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy silk screening.